I want to touch on the topic of respect. That simple yet complex word that everybody tosses around now. Everyone has their own definition of respect, but this is my take on respect. Respect for me is actions, because if you truly respect someone, you will act like it. Whether that be holding the door, or not using loud tones, or using certain words towards a person because you truly respect them as a person and wouldn't want to make them feel a certain way. See, respect in relationships has lost its meaning nowadays because everything is so clouded and everything is just so accepted. And I'm not saying you can't be accepting to everyone, but certain actions are truly unacceptable. And boundaries need to be set because respect and boundaries are hand in hand. Boundaries, relationship-wise, by definition, are the limits and rules that people set for themselves in a relationship to define what they find is unacceptable and acceptable. Whether that be physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, they are all equally important. See, the more and more that you cross a person's boundaries, the less and less they will respect you and what you stand for. And the minute that a person loses respect for you and your actions and what you stand for, you will know, because they will no longer do things that they used to do for you because they do not respect you as much. And that is why it's good to begin the relationship before it even starts with discussing boundaries and what they think is right and wrong compared to what you think is right and wrong. And you cannot agree to a person's boundaries and then cross those boundaries and think it's okay just because you think it's right. See, a lot of people's moral compasses nowadays are clouded, and I want to touch on that word a little bit. See, the moral compass is used in reference to a person's ability to judge what is right and wrong and act accordingly to that. See, a lot of people's moral compasses are cloudy because of the fact that they weren't raised right. And you weren't brought up in a home where you were taught what is right and wrong, and to do that and to not do that, whether it be in a relationship or just in everyday life and things you do. But that does not mean that you have to be a product of your environment. You do not. You are your own person. You are not your dad. You are not your mom. You are not your grandmother. You are not your grandfather. You are not your guardian. You are not that person. You are your own person. And you need to find out what is right and wrong. Because if you jump into a relationship not fully even knowing what is right and wrong, then that person is going to hurt. And you are going to hurt that person over and over and over again just because you didn't know it was wrong. And that brings me back to respect again, for the simple fact that you could build a boundary, that person could set a boundary, and you could think it is outrageous and think, wow, that's insane. Like, I've never thought, somebody would think that way, or I've never had to do this before. But if you respect that person, you will respect their boundary and, act accordingly to that boundary and not step outside of it, because the minute you step outside of that boundary, they see that. The person observes that you do not respect their boundaries and what they asked of you and what they told you and what they repeated to you. They see that and they realize that this person does not respect me, and that could cause critical damage to that relationship. And especially if you're older, you know what is right and wrong, and you know what you should do and what you shouldn't do in a relationship. And if you don't, you shouldn't be in one, because of the simple fact that you need to take a deeper dive into yourself and think about what is truly right and wrong in a relationship. Because if you act out on a boundary or a certain thing that a person told you and you act against that, not only does it make that person and yourself look bad, it makes the relationship look weak. You do not want a weak relationship. You want a strong relationship, because a house built on sand will fall. Step 1 to truly understanding respect is letting yourself go. See, you may think that you can go through life disrespecting people left and right and that everything's going to be okay, but soon no one will respect you either, and you will be looked down upon. People will look down upon you because you are a disrespectful person and you are unpleasant to be around because you are so disrespectful. And you may think, oh, I don't ever want to be disrespectful. Those people don't deserve my respect. Why don't they deserve your respect? And I understand if somebody has done something to not deserve your respect. Maybe they've disrespected you. No, they don't deserve your respect because respect is earned, not owed. But if you see that you are blatantly disrespecting people for no reason at all, what's the point? You need to let yourself go. You need to truly swallow your pride and realize that not everyone is out to get you, and that respect will get you miles longer than disrespect will. Step 2 to respecting people is, like I said, swallowing your pride. And swallowing your pride can be very difficult because you may want to hold on to that, and you don't want to ever have any pride for yourself. That's not a good thing. But there are situations where you need to respect the person that is there and apologize or take accountability for your actions. You need to swallow your pride and admit. Step 2 is admitting. And I know that I've probably missed a million things so far, but I'm trying to sum this up right off the top of my head into this one little rant session that I'm having. I'm just a kid giving my take on respect. But step 3 is choosing your words wisely. Because if you truly respect someone, you will choose your words wisely around them. Like, let's say a person has a dead family member. If you respect that person, you wouldn't bring that up as, a joke or something. Just bring it up randomly because you respect that person and you respect their grief that they went through during that time. So you choose your words wisely. Step 4, I want to say, is listen. If you truly respect a person, you will listen to them. Whether that be their thoughts, their feelings, them talking about their day, you will listen. Just listen. Because if you respect them, you truly care about them and you want to know those things. You want to listen. You have to want to listen. If you don't want to listen to that person and what they're feeling and what they're doing and how their day's going, you truly don't respect them. Step 4 is listen. Step 5 kind of touches on step 3 a little bit, for the fact that step 5 is be mindful. Be aware of others' feelings, thoughts, and beliefs. Because if you know that person and you truly respect them, you will be mindful of them and their feelings and their actions and their beliefs. Step 6 is make decisions based on what's right. And that brings me back to the boundaries. You have to make decisions on what's right in a relationship between the boundaries. You have to stay in between that person's boundaries and what y'all have set in the relationship for each other. But if we're talking just regular respect for everyone, you have to make decisions based on what's right, not who you like. You can hate someone to death, but you can respect them. You can see them in public and you can wave at them and you can never say a harmful word to them. They can be disrespectful back to you, but then you walk away knowing that you respected them and they need to let themselves go and respect you as well. See, respect, like I said, has lost a lot of its meaning, whether that be in the dating world or just everyday life. But just because a lot of people nowadays don't know what respect is, maybe you can show them, because then they will see what respect is truly like, and they will learn from that and realize that maybe they need to change their actions and respect others as they want to be respected. Because if you run around disrespecting everyone, no one's gonna respect you. Like I said earlier, no one's gonna respect you. But if you walk around respecting everyone, yes, not everyone will respect you. Not everyone will respect you because maybe they'll see you as a weak person that is too nice to everybody or too kind to everybody. but you will have a lot more friends than enemies. And my closing is that respect is earned, not owed, but respect is a good trait to have no matter who you're talking to, for the simple fact that you may have helped someone out, showing them. It could be a gas station clerk, and you could walk in and they have a bad attitude, and you could still respect them, and they'll realize they are worthy of respect and they are worthy of being respected, and that maybe they'll go home and they'll say, I am worthy of respect, because everyone is worthy of respect. No matter how bad of a person you are, no matter who you are, what you've done in your life, the bad you've done, the good you've done, you deserve respect, no matter what. And with that, I want to say that just learn to respect everyone. Thank you.